Well, hello everyone. We are back on the deck lid. I feel a little better today. I've spent a few minutes out here in the shop and I took these hammers and supported this brace and smacked this hammer with another hammer and put a little more bend in it, and now it lays in there pretty nice. So we're glad to see that. And over here, did a little twisting around on the deck lid here. It's actually fitting pretty nice. I haven't done any adjustments on the gaps. I was just looking for this fitment across the rear valance panel. And looks like the shape is there. So it's now a matter of cutting the bottom off of it, welding the new piece in, and I'll lay that support brace in and not weld it. Fold the lip over it, that way I can set the weather strip in. Right now that 1/2 inch of lip being straightened out is hitting the weather strip and won't let it sit down. Do the final shaping because the outer skin will hold its shape with that brace in it, and I think it's all going to work. Just be a matter of fixing all these dents, more blocking. So we're making progress and it's looking better. Now starting the process, cutting the section to length. I need to remove that bottom lip because my new panel won't lay down. So I've got the new panel clamped on and trimming the ends. Preparing to cut off that lip. The panel, the trunk was in a pretty good collision, so I'm making multiple passes on cutting things because I know that all that metal is in stress and I don't want to get it too awful hot. There's no avoiding some heat, but instead of just taking one swipe at it, making several, and standing up every now and then straightening out my back. That has nothing to do with the panel, but it does have a little bit to do with the guy working on the panel. And as I've mentioned on previous videos, the epoxy primer is really good. It's great for bonding, it keeps the panels from rusting, but the MIG welder does not like the epoxy primer. So having learned from my previous errors, I am grinding all that off ahead of time. I'm working on the inside. I've taken my 3-inch wheel and put it on a smaller backing plate and cutting a star pattern onto it. This does two things. It gets another use out of the wheel, and the little stars fold and conform to that inside so much better. Grinds it faster, cleaner, and cooler. Fitting the panel back up here so I can mark the outside on where I need to grind it. taking a lot of time here, trying to get it situated just the way I want. I'm trying to work the new panel from kind of the inside out toward the ends, since it is a bow, and spending a lot of time getting the very end to line up where I trimmed them. It's kind of in an arc, so I'm laying a straight edge across it and giving it best guess on how it lays in. Got her all clamped up, getting ready to commit. Bring out the noisy tools. Sneaking up on it, cutting in short sections and tacking them into place, trying to keep all the edges lined up nice and flush. I know it's going to walk around on me, there's just too much stress in there, but doing everything I can when I can to keep it to a minimum. This left-hand side of the trunk is where most of the collision damage was at, and it's much more troublesome than what the right hand turned out to be. It actually laid up pretty nice. So I'm dealing with multiple stretch metals, stretched from when they had beat it out and bondoed it, stretched when I ground out the bondo and reshaped it, and stretched from all the abuse that we've done to it welding in this new panels. But I just catching the biggest parts when I can and putting welds where they can reach them. The final cut. Get her flipped over and peel off that old rusty panel. Put her up here a little bit. Shows all the perforations and the reason for cutting it off. Spending a fair amount of time in this corner trying to get it to fit up. It's kind of a key spot. There's always a lot of welding action going in a corner, so it generates a lot of heat. And here's a final check, kind of dragging the hammer across the joint, and they're all nicely lined up. It's not snagging. Looks like we're good to go. Since I know this is going to be so troublesome, I'm taking and grinding all of my spots, getting them down closer to flush. They're not anywhere near flush, but lots closer. And should help with the tacking process. And I'm going to take and do some metal shaping with it before I jump into it with the heat. That being said, here's another aha moment. I was looking to get a bigger slapping spoon. This one is a light duty one, and I got to looking and they were all $50 to $70, and this one works. It just was light. So I kind of had an epiphany and remembered these stick-on wheel weights from the Cobra. So I added a bunch of mass to the back of the spoon, and it works pretty good. Same process on the backside, smoothing down the tacks so I can use the slapping spoon and see if I can shape some of that metal before we get welding full time. And as you can see here, I'm concentrating most of my time on the left-hand side. It's got quite a bit of action going on there, and the right-hand side actually comes in really nice. Now it's a process of stacking tacks on top of tacks and get it all stitched together. So we'll put this thing on high speed and see if I can find some welding music. The first applications tacks are finished. As usual, it looks kind of nasty, but we'll grind it down and I'll shine a light behind it and go back in and take care of any spots that were missed or blow-throughs, and then get ready for part 2. So again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a little longer than I've been running with them, but it's a lot of work. I think I've worked on this for 3 days off and on, 2 to 4 hours at a time to get it to this point. Got a few more hours to go. And we see a few of the blow-through spots, which I fully expected to find. It's kind of tough welding there. You got to get in and get out, and you want to go back and stab it again, but the extra heat will just cost you so much work at the end. So we'll catch you on part 2 and see how it does for that one. Thanks for watching.